even though I'm here in Cagayan de Oro, I have also tried that even at the end of the month, I only have like a net of 100 pesos, and we buy burger with my sister, and she's like the evidence that I only got that just because I was not a CPA. So that's why I also tried looking for companies who offer services in a remote setup and gives us opportunities to be seen, not just a bookkeeper, but also like a back end for the CPAs.
Hello, Jessa.
Hi, Victor.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Doing good. Where are you in the Philippines?
Cagayan de Oro City.
Well, thanks for being here. This is more of a meet and greet. I just want to get to know you a little bit. Whenever I have time, I try to meet people who are applying here so I can learn more about you, learn more about the culture, and it helps us do our work better, basically.
Yeah.
So just to introduce myself, I'm Victor. I'm one of the owners of Treantly. I'm here in Kamloops, Canada. It's on the West Coast, close to Vancouver. My wife is Filipina. I have 2 kids, 2 and 4. But she was born here, and I'm currently learning to speak a little bit of Tagalog as well. But don't test me now. But you speak mostly Visayas, or do you speak Tagalog?
Most of the time Visayan, but I also do talk Tagalog.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Why did you decide to study accounting in college?
It's actually like a funny story about my uncle, because my uncle is part of a local bank, and he did not actually got the chance to be an accountancy because it was like commerce before.
Okay.
And he was not enrolled to accountancy course. And then he actually told me that, hey, I wanted you to take accountancy course because I've seen like our bank manager who's having this Everest given by the bank because she is a bank manager and a CPA, and he wanted me to, look into the steps of
so to climb the same career as his boss.
And he also mentioned that every signature that we have is gonna be like 35,000. I was like, wow, really? So I need to, practice my signature because it's.
So he's saying you get paid 35,000 pesos every time you sign something?
But apparently when I enrolled into the course, I have known that indeed we get paid with 35,000 or more.
Yeah.
However, it's gonna be an expensive
work.
It's more of an audit.
Yes. Yeah. You don't just give your signature and your autograph and people sign for it, right?
It's not just a signature that you're just gonna do that. You need to audit the paperwork, and it's gonna be too much stress. However, I was not given the chance to take the board exam because right after graduation, as the eldest, I need to work directly to help out my sisters and my siblings as well. So I've been saving up for a couple of years. However, my savings are given to my sisters to help them out, also my mother, and some other expenses as well.
So you're talking about the CPA board exam, right?
Yeah, I haven't took.
Can I tell you something? You don't need to take it. You don't need to take it. Actually, it's funny because my finance manager here at Treantly, she's the eldest. She has three younger sisters. Hope she doesn't watch this and I get it wrong. And she actually almost left our company last year to go take the board exam, the CPA. And we had this long chat and she was really back and forth. But, at the end, and by the way, I should mention, like, my background is in finance. I actually did my CFA. I don't know if you know CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst. So I also have 3 letters that start with a C. And so, but it doesn't really help your career that much. I think it helps if you plan to run a very traditional career path, like if you go work for an auditing firm, public practice, you go work for a subsidiary of the Big 4, like PwC, Ernst & Young. Yeah. But you are actually already in a better career trajectory because you are doing remote virtual work for North American clients. Your career path, both in terms of like what you'll learn, your opportunities, but also just frankly how much money you're going to be making, is going to be more than waiting to do the audit and then getting the 35,000 pesos for a signature. But I understand this. I mean, you could tell me it's like these letters are pretty important in the Philippines, right? Like would you say society really values people with these extra degrees.
It
Hmm.
seems like you're much more given the chance, especially let's say for example you're a CPA, you're much more given like the the
Hmm.
shining positions for you to grow rather than someone who was not able to take the board exam. And more of the opportunities here in the Philippines is given to CPAs. Actually, I was given a chance to um finally be onboarded with one of the four big companies.
Hmm.
That's like a big step for me. However, I need to move out to
Yeah.
Manila, and the cost of living is not the same here in
Yeah,
Cagayan de
I
Oro.
know.
And
I know.
yeah,
Manila is
it's
like maybe
kind
two or three times higher, something like that. It's
of
quite a bit higher, right?
yeah, it's kind of different. And even though I'm here in Cagayan de Oro, I have also tried that even at the end of the month, I only have like a net of 100
Hmm.
pesos, and we buy burger with my sister, and she's like the the evidence that I only got that just because I was not a CPA. So that's why I also tried looking for companies who offer services in a remote setup
Hmm.
and gives us opportunities to be seen, not just a
Yeah.
bookkeeper, but also like a back end for the CPAs.
Yeah.
So that's why I have been trying to, and I
I
have.
have to tell you, like the letters don't matter that much. Like I know what you're saying. Like the CPAs get more opportunities, but they're local opportunities. If you speak to a business owner like me from North
Mhm,
America, I don't care. In fact, it's actually harder sometimes to talk to a CPA because their expectations are different. They've studied this exam. They believe they should have this very structured work environment where they're only
mhm,
doing something where they have a team or something like that. But the reality
mhm,
is, most of the businesses that you're going to work with in the remote space, they just want somebody with a can do attitude who can learn on the
mhm,
spot. They're not,
mhm,
you're not working for a big company, but you're going to have more opportunity. And I think this is something that takes time for people to I wouldn't say understand, but to see for themselves. Even for me, I used to work for a very big bank. And when I left, my family was like, why? Why would you leave a big company? I know Filipinos love that because my wife's family, they're like, oh, you should work for a big company. It's stable,
yeah.
it's safe. But big companies like Concentrics, right? And we
Oh,
know
yeah.
it's hard to work for Concentrics and really, rise through the ranks. It takes many, many years and it's not very easy, right? And
Mhm,
you don't earn as much. So yeah, don't worry
mhm,
about that. Focus on real learning. And I think if you are with the right employer, they will
yeah.
always look at you for your attitude and your skill set before they go, does she have these letters? So
Mhm,
um, I do understand this very personally because I did the CFA. It took 3 years and the
mhm.
pass rate's very low. I passed because I'm very smart. I'm kidding. But no, no, but I wish I didn't. I wish I had that time of my life back so that I could actually go do something useful. I asked my finance manager Janice. I said, "How many people pass the CPA?" And she said something like 60%. Is that right, or 50 something percent?
No, it's much lower.
What is
I
it?
think 23%.
23%. So 77%
Yeah,
fail.
yeah, most of
Okay,
it.
well,
It's
either way, I'll,
much
I'll
more
I'll
than
use the
half.
same example because I told her, I said, look, I think you're brilliant. You're a very smart young lady. You're very capable, and you're learning a lot here that other people don't get to learn. So if I put you in a room with three other people, do you think you're better than three other people, more competent? She says yes. I said, if I put you in a room with 10 other people, do you think you are better? She says yes. So if I put her in a room with 10 other people, that means she's top 10%, right? So
Mhm,
passing an exam with 23%, 25% pass rate doesn't really prove anything. It's not that hard for her because she knows
mhm,
she'll pass. And in the end, she'll
mhm,
get a nod of approval from the other CPAs saying, hey, good job. Look, I'm just saying if you can't do it, do it. But you shouldn't feel bad because you have other obligations like taking care of your family and stuff.
yeah.
There are multiple paths to
Mhm,
wherever you're trying to go, right?
yeah.
And so, I mean, having said that, I'd love to give you this offer from this client. And I think we're gonna do something for you. Richard is gonna be in touch, so I think you
Mhm,
can expect even a little bit higher.
Mhm.
I'm just here, not with the details. I'm just here to kind of give you the good news. Do you have any questions for me?
I think just on to the contract, but I think Claudette mentioned that I would be able to start right after the laptop would be given, but I'm not sure about the whole process of
Yeah.
it.
So talk to those guys. It seems like they put the horse in front of the cart for this one. That's totally okay. I think when we meet a good candidate like you, we just want to make sure you understand the process, you're comfortable, and we want to secure the arrangement with you ASAP. The client obviously really likes you as well. So this is a key client of ours. They're very good. They're very understanding, and
Mhm.
you won't be the only Filipino there. So you'll have some colleagues and comrades, and their experience with this. So it's not their first gig. So you're not dealing with
Mhm.
a new business owner who's freelancing or outsourcing. Okay, so I think there's a lot of benefits. Of course, we also offer MaxiCare healthcare. There's a good plan. We just switched over. I believe it's you and a dependent for 50% for the dependent, and you 100% coverage, something like that. Go talk to Claudette about it. Go talk to Nia about it. And yes, for the laptop, we'll work out the details. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, it was really nice to meet you, and I'll let
Mhm.
you go. And Claudette will be in touch with next steps. Okay.
Thank you so much, Victor. I
Okay.
really
Thank you.
appreciate
Bye
you.
bye.
Yeah. Bye bye for now.